What is going on, you guys? AK40 Kevin here in the gamer heaven. Today I want to talk about how I got my RTX 3080 graphics card, my PlayStation 5, and my Xbox Series S without paying scalper prices. In fact, I actually got the PS5 and the R11 back there below MSRP. And the best methods, in my opinion, for you guys to get your hands on one of these sought-after consoles or graphics cards. Let's get it. Alright, so first off, guys, I want to start out by saying that I am incredibly grateful to have the three most sought-after consumer electronics goods right now, especially in the gaming space, and in no way, shape, or form is this video supposed to be a flex, as the kids say, or anything like that. I'm not religious, but I do truly feel blessed, and I don't consider it luck, because I did have to do a lot of work to get these items here. But I guess I would just call it... I'm very grateful. So first off, I got the Xbox Series S about 3 months ago, and I got that from Best Buy. The best way to get a console right now would be to follow somebody like Wario64 or Jake Randall on Twitter, turn notifications on your phone. I personally hate Twitter. I'm not a huge fan of social media. I mean, I have a YouTube channel, but that's completely different, in my opinion, than having like Facebook or Instagram and stuff like that. And I installed Twitter and turned notifications on, which is super annoying because your phone is constantly giving you notifications about stuff you don't care about. Like, you know, Wario64 would post something completely unrelated to getting a console or whatever. But they do give you very quick updates when there are drops on either PS5 Direct, Newegg, Best Buy, Target, GameStop, Walmart, etc. Now, what you want to do is you want to have all of your payment and shipping information saved on all of those platforms. So even if you're not a Target shopper, not an Amazon shopper, save your credit card information and your shipping address. So that is one less step you need to take typing in your information, considering you're competing with the bots and scripts of scalpers, and they don't have to do any of that stuff. They literally, their commands get executed and their order gets filled, like instantaneously, milliseconds here. So being a human being, your best chance is to take all these steps to maximize your chance of actually locking in one of these consoles. Wario64 actually sent a link to Best Buy. I clicked on it. I had already had my Best Buy information saved, put an Xbox Series X in my cart, thought about it, and I was like, well, that's not really what I want from Xbox. You know, what I wanted from this console, what I wanted from this gaming generation is the Series S, the PlayStation 5 disc version, and a 3080 graphics card. So I took the X out of my cart, put the S in, and checked out with it. Same day, about 2 hours later, I got an email from Best Buy. I like how their system works. It's a lot better, in my opinion, than a randomized queue at PlayStation 5 Direct, as I tried several of those drops with no success. Walmart crashed on me multiple times. Target, I actually completed a purchase of a PS5 about 2 months ago. Got an email 12 hours later saying that they could not fulfill my order. Amazon, I had some wonkiness going on with them as well, where I was supposed to be getting updates when they came back in stock, and I never did. So, honestly, Best Buy's system is great for bot protection because they send you a confirmation email that you have to verify with a separate device your code, and then you have to physically go to stores to pick it up curbside pickup. So it was same day, they bring it out to your car, you show them your ID and the confirmation email, they hand it to you, and again, these modern scalpers are lazy. They sit in warehouses or on their laptops with scripts running. They don't want to go out there and hustle like the old school scalpers that would hustle a pair of J's or a Supreme hoodie, you know, out there in the rain, fighting their way to get some sports tickets. They're not like that anymore. They're lazy bastards with minuscule penises. I mean, this is obvious to all of you guys. I'm not telling you guys anything new, but like organizations like Crep Chief Notify that have 3,500 units of PS5s, and we're basically taking the supply out of retail stores like Best Buy, Amazon, Walmart, and putting it into their warehouse and charging literally $1,500 for PS5s. That's a $500 console. That's triple the MSRP. So Best Buy, I think, has a really good structure for buying consoles. I know tons of people that have gotten Xboxes and PlayStation 5s from Best Buy. So again, that is an awesome option. You use Twitter, you follow a link, you have all your information, you have all your shipping and payment information filled out there, and then you're able to check out and pick up usually same day at curbside pickup. So if you're worried about, you know, exposure, the virus and whatnot, it's curbside. They come out wearing a mask. It's really really professional and whatnot. So next up, I got my PS5 3 days ago. So I did a pre-order about a week and a half ago at the Navy Exchange or Next. Now I do strongly recommend checking out taking that venue. If you are either active duty military, you're a reservist, you have a family member like a mother or father, brother, sister, close friend that's in the military and can get you base access to things like, the commissary and the Navy Exchange. Because again, it's limited access, and these aren't online orders. You had to physically go in stores, sign up, and it just so happened that I accidentally got this PS5. I got so disheartened with all my previous experiences trying to get one of these. I was literally just going to wait several more months until they became readily available. But like I said, I've told the story before, but I'll quickly get into it. My buddy and I were going to lunch. We happened to stumble into the Navy Exchange. We were looking at the PS5 display. The lady saw us checking it out, said, "Hey, I just started this pre-order. There's nobody on it." I was number 1. My buddy got number 3 on there. And we got called a week and a half later saying, "Hey, your PlayStation's ready to be picked up." Also, that was below MSRP. That was $480, not $500. Tax-free, obviously, being on a military installation. You're going through a reliable store. You're not going through eBay or Facebook Marketplace dealing with a scalper, which half the time you won't get anything. They'll just take your money, and you can try and dispute it with like eBay customer service. And a lot of times I've seen probably about 60% of the time eBay buyer protection, they'll find some fine print in the actual listing to try and not get you your money. And even if you do get your money, it's a ton of time that you wasted that you could have been spending doing the things that you enjoy, like gaming, spending time with your family, or earning money. So it's frustrating. But yeah, that's how I got my PS5, Navy Exchange. Really solid bet. So if you know somebody in the military, which you probably do, I would assume maybe have a military friend or something, check that out. I'm definitely not saying go to your local recruitment center and sign up for 4 years of service to get yourself a console. I don't think that's a viable option. And then last but certainly not least, I did get a pre-built, is an Alienware R11 Aurora. As you probably know, Alienware is an offshoot of Dell. And I did extensive shopping for pre-builts to find one that would deliver the quickest, and then also, obviously, the lowest price for having a 3080 graphics card in it. I will explain a little bit why I went with a pre-built versus just getting a card. Well, it's impossible for one. If you want to get a card, they're actually more marked up by scalpers than the consoles, because all of those lack of supply issues and scalpers and stuff like that. Plus, these cards are used for crypto mining. So you have miners that literally don't really care too much because they're just going to slap them in a rack and make their money back because they're mining 24/7 anyway. So, the return on investment on these cards is really quick. For example, a 3080 graphics card, if you are going to be mining 24 hours a day and you pay the North American average for electrical costs, which is about 0.11 cents per kilowatt hour, you will make your return on investment or your ROI in about 3 months, actually 2.8 months. With a 3090, it's about 5.5 months, and that's a $1,500 graphics card. So they're very profitable to mine like Ethereum and Bitcoin and whatnot. And the reason I chose a pre-built over getting a graphics card, considering it's almost impossible to get just the graphics card, is also the fact that by getting an entire PC that is actually a tax write-off for the channel, as it is a business expense, I'm primarily going to be using it for video editing, gaming. It's a gaming YouTube channel. It all makes sense. Third reason would be content. I mean, the Alienware Aurora R11 is one of the most talked about pre-builts, whether it's good talk or bad talk, like the previous cooling issues in Alienware PCs. I'm going to be shooting a lot of content around the R11. So comparisons to other pre-builts, comparisons to my custom PC, benchmarks, thermal tests, overclocking tutorials, all kinds of stuff around that PC. And obviously, I'm going to gain a lot of viewers and potentially subscribers just by owning an R11. There's probably R11 owners out there, or people that own older Alienware laptops or PCs, maybe looking to upgrade, that are going to watch my videos because I'm going to give them no BS, non-bias, upfront, factoid information as to if it is a good buy or not, and then also if they do purchase it, tutorials on how to make it even better. And when you buy a pre-built, you're getting a whole PC, so I'm able to sell my previous PC to kind of counteract the purchase price of this bad boy, which I will say is $26.50. However, I got 10% off my purchase price by emailing Dell directly. They don't advertise military discount, but I knew Dell had a contract with the military for over a decade. They were the sole supplier of personal computers for the military, all branches. And I knew that they have a strong infrastructure where they actually support the military and whatnot, so I reached out to them and they might be able to work with me. They knocked 10% off the retail price, which came out to like $280, and they also threw in some extra goodies too, like a McAfee antivirus and an extended warranty. So that's pretty cool. But getting a pre-built, it's kind of frowned upon in the PC gaming space. I mean, I've always preached build, don't buy, because obviously you're getting the lowest cost per component if you just build it, not to mention you have that bond with your machine, like the guy that works on his car or motorcycle or house, you work on something that you appreciate, you're going to know every component in there. If something goes down, you're like, oh, the RAM's probably gotten loose. Or if you need to replace a component or upgrade, you instantly know how to do that job. And you just have that sense of satisfaction knowing you have a built PC behind you. But I got to say, pre-built is awesome too because it's like a gaming console. You plug it in, you do the update to the drivers, and you're up and running. So for somebody that wants to get into PC gaming but doesn't want to do all that technical mumbo jumbo, you just a pre-built. It's awesome. And honestly, most of these major reputable pre-built companies like NZXT, even iBuyPower and CyberPower, but definitely Dell with their Alienware division and NZXT, they're pretty cost effective. Now, Alienware's a little pricey, but not terrible. And NZXT, you literally pay MSRP for all the components plus a $100 build fee. That's not bad at all. And they explain what the build fee's for. They do professional cable management inside the case, a warranty, and of course, labor fee for them putting all your components together, which you have an additional 2 years on each component in addition to the manufacturer. So besides NVIDIA's graphics cards, you'll have an extra 2 years with NZXT product support. So that's pretty cool as well. So I think a lot of these were kind of being in the right place at the right time. I just, turned on Twitter, and I think I had it on for like 3 days, and I got that link, and I was able to get in there. Series X, I was like, I don't need to have both flagships. That's $1,100 after taxes for the 2 flagship consoles. And considering the Series S has the same user interface, the same operating system, I can test the same accessories and peripherals, content-wise, on that console. Not to mention, a lot of people are actually looking at the Series S over the Series X because of its budget orientation. It is the cheapest new-gen console, $300, $400 for the discless PS5, and then $500 for the 2 Sony and Microsoft flagships. A lot of people are looking at the Xbox Series S in conjunction with Game Pass as the way to get into the next generation, or the 9th generation of consoles. And I do think the Series S is probably like one of the smartest buys right now if you are a gamer, to be completely 110% honest. So I think a lot of this was kind of just luck, like happening to stumble across the Navy Exchange deal. And, obviously I did have to do a ton of due diligence and shopping around to find out what was going to be the best pre-built that I could buy that wasn't going to destroy my finances and was going to make the most sense for me to get a 3080. And granted, I should have gotten that about 2 weeks ago, but there was huge delays with the cold fronts in Texas. It was stranded at the shipping facility in El Paso, Texas for like 2 weeks, which is crazy. But I can't really get too mad about that because there were people literally dying in their houses in Texas, literally because there was no power, there was no water, people's pipes were frozen over, people were scooping snow from outside, putting it in the top section of their toilet to get running water to flush. That is a much more serious aspect of life in the grand scheme of things than me getting a graphics card. You know what I mean? And then finally, we're going to talk a little bit about finances because obviously all this stuff is expensive. Okay, the Series S is $300. The PS5 you buy at MSRP is $500. Pre-built, you're probably looking to spend at the very low end about $2,000 and about the high end probably about $3,500 if you want one of the 30 series like a 3080 or 3090 in there. You can get a cheaper pre-built if you're just trying to get like a 3060 Ti or the 3070 or something like that. But I would kind of opt you guys towards the 3080. The 3090 is a little overpriced for what it is, and it's also not really a gaming card. It can game, but it's more of a workstation productivity card for 3D rendering and stuff like that. But the 3080 is the best bang for buck right now, and that card is pretty future-proof. I mean, that card is going to be a solid graphics card for about 7 to 10 years. You could actually stretch it longer than that, but most people in about 7 to 10 years when the 40 series card or whatever comes out are probably going to eventually want an upgrade. But when you think about it, there's still people that have a 10 series card, like a 1080 Ti, or there's people that have their 2080 Ti's and are going to keep that for a long, long time. So you don't need to upgrade if you get a 3080 for quite some time. So I would say, look at some pre-builts if you're trying to get one of these cards without paying a ridiculous price and maybe getting ripped off. Check out the Navy Exchange. If you can't do that, then check out Best Buy and turn your Twitter notifications on, have all your payment information saved. And that's literally the best chance of you guys getting your hands on these new generation consoles and graphics cards. So I just kind of wanted to have a talk with you guys to explain how I got all these things and how I got all these things without dealing with scalpers, actually paying less than MSRP on 2 of the 3 devices, which is freaking awesome. If you guys have any questions, comments, or concerns for me, drop them in the comment section below. I am very active with the community here. I read my comments daily and respond to people. If you enjoyed this video, it was informative for you guys and actually added a little bit of value to your day. Liking the video helps it to get seen by more people, really ticks the YouTube algorithm, which helps my little channel to grow, and I greatly appreciate that, guys. From the bottom of my heart, I really do. Subscribe for consistent content around the PlayStation 5, Xbox Series S, and the R11 with the 3080 in it. I do upload daily at noon, and I also generally upload probably 2 to 3 videos a day. I probably spend about 30 to 45 hours a week on my YouTube channel between coming up with ideas, shooting, editing, and then optimizing in YouTube itself with the keywords, thumbnails, stuff like that. I'm really trying to grow this channel, and it's doing pretty well this year. I'm very excited about that. I definitely appreciate it, and I definitely like what I'm seeing as far as the direction of my channel, so it's good stuff. That's gonna do it, guys. I hope you have a fantastic day, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.